Good Monday morning.
Good moment, and welcome to our daily contemplation. I'm Juna
Sabine.
from Synergy in Motion, and it's all about living true to you and your magic. Today we're looking at the 35th hexagram in the I-Ching. It's and through the eyes of gene keys and human design. We always like to give our hats off to them because those are two modalities sweeping the planet right now that are really making the ancient teachings of the I-Ching, the I-Ching more available in our language. And so thank you so much to them. And then again, we talk about it, we contemplate it, and we pick up an aspect of this gene key, which happens to be 35 for the next few days.
And it's really just contemplating aspects of life. That's really all that matters. And we use those systems as a stimulus to reflect on our own life, to contemplate our own life. And we just thought, hey, it's nice to do this with you and share this with you because it is so rich and beautiful that it was too good not to share.
And if you want to follow along, you can always pick up a copy of The Gene Keys by Richard Rudd. You can look into human design, or you can just message us and we can point you in a direction. So happy to do that as well. So we have this new gene key called 35, which happens to be a mirror gate of the 16 that we were just in. So it's interesting. There's some parallels that you'll see. And it's called progress and change in human design. So progress and change.
And in the gene keys, it's moving from hunger to boundlessness through adventure.
Yeah, and we've all we're born with this hunger. Hunger for more, hunger for
fulfillment.
Yeah.
That desire to, I think it's really that desire to love. And it's actually in our DNA. And if we go a little bit more scientific, it has all to do with tryptophan and serotonin, which dance together. And when we're happy, when we're fulfilled, when we love, a very specific cocktail of chemicals gets released into our body, mainly serotonin. And that makes us feel so good. And we are looking for that, we're striving for that, we're thriving with that.
And can we just take a moment and connect to that serotonin? That sounds so juicy. Can we just connect to our hearts? This is contemplation. So just while we're talking and just for a moment, connect to your heart space and open it up and allow this chemical, just, bring to your awareness serotonin and just notice what that does in your body. Let it touch you. Let that chemical frequency touch you, awaken you in your heart center in this moment.
As we said the other day, dare to care, dare to love. That.
So thank you. Let's just continue.
And with that energy, we all are looking for that, and the challenge is that we have placed it outside of ourselves. We're looking for fulfilling our search through someone or something else. So we're looking to find a person that fulfills our need to be loved and to love, or the experience that gives us that rush of life.
Or it can be in food. We're literally hungry for food and we're looking for that fulfillment, to find that connection. It's like we're finding our way back to God. We're finding our way back to oneness and communion is really the ultimate, is what this hunger is for. But in the shadow side, it's just like we're stuffing our face with food, drink. It is a real area of addiction. It's in the shadow level, it's an area of addiction where we just, it's about being empty and full, and you are empty, so you want to fill yourself, and then as soon as you fill yourself, you start emptying already, and it's this real cycle. So this 35 is all about that empty full cycle as well.
And what it also does, it drives us to progress. It drives us to invent things, to make things better. So it's not a bad thing. It's just when it determines you, when you live run by that hunger, that is when it can fall into an addiction or into the blame game, because you will find that nothing in the outside will or is able to fulfill that hunger. And if you don't claim that for yourself, you will start blaming others for not doing the right thing, for not making you feel what you desire to feel. And the trick is really an inside job. And it's that when you start taming your hunger and taming your fear of separation, then a whole other adventure begins, where you start to have other dynamics and other resources available to you, which ultimately, when you conquer your hunger completely and your fear, there is this boundlessness that unfolds, because you're not limited by this reality at all anymore.
And boundlessness, think of like when a gazelle bounds through the African desert, it's bounding, and this is the capacity of our heart, is this boundlessness. It's so much, it's more than freedom, it's abounding, it's boundless, it's no limits at all. This is the power of the heart. It's incredible.
It is. And I find it amazing, the superhero movies that are coming out, and what the fairy tales had within them all along is the stories of other capacities that we have. And that's what's opening up when you allow yourself to have that power of the heart. Literally, the laws of physics are not determining you in the same way that they have or that they are when you come from that lack.
And in the highest level in Gene Keys, it talks about the Siddhi, or the divine gift. And yeah, that's really where we're outside into these sort of magical gifts that we're all wanting, and we're all hungry for these, show me magic, let me levitate, let me time travel, let me all of these things where our bodies shift to a point of real difference. So, and
I find it also very interesting, because this is the point where we really have a choice. We are very much part of this beautiful movement and dance in the whole universe. And this is the moment where we can choose to love or not to love. And it's not about a special love. I find the Course in Miracles very inspiring there, when they say there is no such thing as special love or unconditional love. There's either love or there's the absence of love. So when I say to Juna, I love you, what I really mean is I very much appreciate you. I really care for you, but not you open my heart. No, my heart is open, and I share that with her, and I share that with you, right? That it is not, love doesn't need a reason. Love doesn't have a reason to pour out of you. It just does, because that's who you really are, that incredibly caring and loving being that brings forth more and more miracles. That's who we naturally are, but we have forgotten that, and we're in the process of waking that up within ourselves and becoming these shine sprite, these sparkly human beings, or whatever it will be. I have no idea what we evolve into. We really get that feeling of that power of love and life rushing through you, and
for no reason. And there is no special love, and love in all its connotations, like I own you and all that. It's just, we want to erase all of everything we've ever learned about what it is, and really come into the question of what else can it be? How else can it show up? What is it for me? And loving doesn't have to show itself. It doesn't have to prove itself, right? It just is. It just is.
Richard Rudd talks in his book about love being consciousness. It's the same energy, right? And it has many, many names in different cultures. Yeah. So, but what we want you to do, or what we invite you to do today, is really explore that energy of love with new, fresh eyes. Be like a kid. You just got a new toy. Love. Woo! I wonder what it feels like. I wonder how your body feels with it. I wonder what it does with your body and you, and what it can do in your day, how it can unfold in your day. Let it ripple out and just play with it, contemplate it, have fun with love for no reason. It doesn't need to be stimulated. It is there all along.
It's more like pulling the blankets and pulling the layers off so you actually get to be love.
It's there. Yum. Right? So allow it to just percolate through you, or rush through you, and flow through you, and be swept away by love today.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us in this exploration and this contemplation of the 35th hexagram and this whole notion of hungry. What are you truly hungry for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And letting the love be there. Mm-hmm. And we will play with that for the next 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
And take it further in the different corners of life and living.
Yes. So we'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock right here. And remember, you are creating a whole new world today. Enjoy it, have fun, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. I think that was good.
Mm-hmm.